to the Athletes in Motion podcast, From Race to Recovery, with your hosts, Tom Riegel and Kenny Bailey.
Hey, Kenny, how you doing?
I'm fantastic, Tom. How are you?
I am fantastic as well, and we want to welcome Ciara and Bella to the studio today, and welcome to the show. We have the mother-daughter team that did Kona together. So this is going to be a fun story because it's really interesting for us.
Yes, absolutely.
As we dive into this whole thing. So this is, I don't know, where do we want to start? I mean, so give us the background, right?
Yep.
Who qualified? Who got into triathlon first? Like, how do we want to start the whole story?
Well, I got into triathlon first, but Bella swam before I ever did. So I don't know.
Okay. So Who was it that...
So I suppose I could say I inspired you. However...
It was Dad.
Okay.
Wow, there's a curveball.
Yeah, good job, Bella.
I wasn't expecting that. It was all my dad. Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah. He's not
So,
here.
Ciara, it's great having you here. We're going to bring on your dad now.
Yeah, that sounds good. No, I would say Bella really inspired me, actually, because she started swimming when she was 5. And my most favorite thing to do was to go to the swim meets, her and her brother, and just watch them. I love watching her in the butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, and just watching her compete was pretty cool.
So were you a natural swimmer then? You just took to it right away?
Yes, yeah. I've always swam. I did gymnastics for a week. Did not work. My height was not great for that.
Yeah.
Too tall?
A little too tall.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know. Swimming has always just been my thing. Yeah.
Is it, are you a speed swimmer? Are you a distance swimmer?
I have done everything.
Okay.
So my shoulders have always been a disaster. Deltoids, rotator cuffs, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I didn't swim in college, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was distance for a long time. Like I did the 500, 200 and mile were like my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't recommend. The training for that is horrible.
Yeah.
Our coach, he was an interesting coach too, but he would have us do like, okay, you're going to do 3 miles for your main set today. Or like, we'd have like 12, 500, like ridiculous amount of yardage.
Yeah.
And then I kind of switched over and was a backstroker for a while. Loved that, but my shoulders, just the repetition, it just didn't work. So then I did 200 IM, and that's kind of what I started doing at state. That's what I could rank the highest in. So I've done it all, but 200 IM was my
What's the one you like to do? Nice. It's a 200
200 IM. I love it.
So the distance one is you have to, the IM?
Yeah.
How do you, just dumb question, we're trying to triathlon. Well, I'm going to try English now. I know we're going to talk triathlon, but as far as swimming goes, obviously with the shorter one, I just go like hell to a certain extent, right? On the distance one, is there a pacing that you try to do? You try to be negative splits on the back half. How does that work? Like a run race, or how do you strategize for a longer one?
The thing for swimming is, you have no clock or anything to go off of. So like in practice, we negative split stuff, and you can do an open turn instead of a flip turn to quick look at the clock and then negative split that. In a race, you're not going to stop and look. You know what I mean? So it's all based off of feel. So you try to get the feeling of, okay, like I'm like for a 200, for example, I sprinted 200s. Yeah. Like that's how I did them. You sprint the first 100 and then you're like, okay, I'm going to go even faster on the second. You don't. You never do. But you feel like you do, which makes you go fast. Like you feel like you're going harder when you just maybe even keeping the same
Keep on the same.
Okay. So I've always wondered about that.
And break down the 4 strokes of the IM.
Oh, okay. So it's butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle.
Got it. Okay.
Butterfly it's so fun. I love it.
Really?
Yes.
I can't do it to save my life.
Oh, you guys have to watch Bella someday in the butterfly.
The thing of it is like
gorgeous.
So I do master swimming too in the morning with all the adults. I think it's just like so much fun.
Adults.
You shouldn't be allowed in master swimming. You're way too young for that.
No kidding.
It's so like this morning, like I was doing a cold plunge with 2 guys and they're both like 50. I think. And they were like, let's go do the cold plunge.
old
50-year-olds, man. Those guys.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, huh?
Yeah.
Did they have a cane or did they use a walker?
It's great though. I love them because it's fun to swim with people, because triathlon is so isolated.
Yes.
So anything, because no one my age does triathlon.
Yeah.
And everyone my age swimming is swimming for a team. But yeah, so butterfly, I was talking to 2 of them because they all hate it. They hate it. They do not understand because we always get like choice of flippers at masters, and I never do it. I hate flippers. Always have. Just don't like them. Huh. And so they're like, okay, show us like why do you like it so much? Yeah. And I showed them. I was like, if you get the rhythm of butterfly and like understand how your body is supposed to move, it's so easy. It's
so once you kind of unlock that
and it's
idea.
so fast.
Yeah.
Like once you figure it out and you can just move. And I've always been flexible. I think.
Yeah, you got to have the flexibility in the shoulders, the hips.
Yeah.
You know, if you start a
your lower
triathlon that
back,
way, you're
your
going to scare the
hips.
crap out of all your competitors, and that'd be
start doing
awesome.
butterfly.
Just do
Oh,
butterfly
wow,
the first
yeah.
100.
Just do
and then settle into a
100 right
freestyle.
out.
That would be
It's
hilarious.
faster.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just
Yeah.
get out of the
Get you
gate,
out
Yeah.
clear
Well,
water.
if you're doing an ocean swim, you're going to do a dolphin dive anyway
Yeah,
off
there
the
you go.
beach,
Oh, I
right?
do.
As you're
Yeah.
going in there, right? So that's
Yeah, so at PTO
Pretty much it, yeah.
earlier this year, I did Olympic distance, obviously, PTO, and it was a off the wall start actually. Which
Oh,
was
wow.
really interesting.
In
It was
Milwaukee,
like off the dock
okay. At the,
thing.
yeah, at
Off the dock. Yeah.
Interesting.
champs.
And it was actually really fun because I had no idea my ranking going into it, but I was like in the middle, and I was like, "This is like super cool." And they called my name when we walked out. I was like, I had no idea. I was like, really?
You get announced the whole thing.
I know. I was like,
This is
that
cool.
right? But yeah, so that was off the wall start. So I pushed off and I just flew. I did dolphin kick underwater because that's from doing backstroke. That's my thing. Underwaters.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. It's
So-
great, but
And she's
So
like
how
pops
did-
up like 200 yards.
She
up.
did
Yeah,
actually.
kidding.
She
Everyone's
popped
like-
up and everybody was in front of her.
Where'd she come from?
Yeah.
it's so fun.
That's hilarious. So from that, somehow you added a bike and a run. How did that nugget of a triathlon then go from her swimming? Just
Yeah, so
Yeah, what got you into swimming? Just watching her got you to think about like, well, I should get in the water too.
No, I think, well, I grew up around a pool, so I was never afraid of the water. Like some people are really nervous around water. I'm not.
Yeah.
But we
Those
would just
people.
swim recreational. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. We would swim. My grandma had a pool.
That's
So
awesome.
we'd swim like every day from noon to 5. We were just little water, pool
Yeah.
rats, you know?
Yeah.
So not afraid of the water. Didn't do any athletics in high school or college at all. Nothing. And then when Harrison and Bella were little, a friend of mine wanted me to start running with her. And I remember the first run, I could not make it down the block. I was like, this is horrible. I can't breathe. And, and people would look at me and say, you're so in shape. You should be able to do it. But no. But she just encouraged me. So we would do 5Ks together, like the YMCA 5K. And I have a really short attention span. So I thought, well, triathlon, I could do different things. Yeah. So then I started doing the youth. It was like Youth for Christ or something,
Sprint.
Young Life sprint triathlon in Detroit Lakes once a year. And and just saw Bella swim, and I was like, it just looks so cool to get to compete because I never got to do that. And
Yeah.
so
that's
just
neat.
watching the kids, I was like, I want to be able to compete.
so you just started increasing distances as you started doing that?
Actually, no. So short attention span. 5K sprint. That's it.
Yeah.
Even for training, I remember my
funny.
coach when so this would be 3 years ago. I really wanted to get fast at the 5K and start like winning things, and just push myself. And I told him I don't want any workout longer than 45 minutes. I won't do them.
Yeah.
So nothing longer than 45 minutes. And then Jim, thus Dad, he did an Ironman. And I'd watch him. I'm like, you are nuts. I am never doing anything like that.
Totally. Yeah.
I remember
Ever.
him going down to the basement for 7 hours sitting on a bike. I
I'm
was
like,
like,
what is wrong with you?
Not gonna happen.
That's hilarious.
Yep. And so I was just training for 5K, and then he did his Ironman. We went and watched in Tulsa, and I was like, oh man, I don't know. Maybe I could. I don't know. That's crazy. And I'm a business coach, so I thought, well, if I did this, I could use it as a lesson.
Yeah.
So maybe I would do that. And then he had this little joke. He's like, when he got home, he said, okay, every time I say Jim Stockland, everyone in the house has to say, you are an Ironman. Every single time. And
It
so-
was horrible.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And the still pedaling thing, he'd be like, when we were still in Tulsa for the next couple days, we'd be like driving around, and he'd be like, here, I was
Still pedaling. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I was
love
like-
this man. I absolutely love this man.
So I was like, if everyone's going to shout, you're an Ironman, he's not going to be the only one.
Yeah.
And I signed up.
Yeah.
So I went from
Not
5K to
competitive
full
at all.
Ironman.
I love it.
Nothing longer than 45 minutes of training.
Yeah.
Really? How'd
Yeah,
that
they go
work
to a
out?
full Ironman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
wow, that's a hell of a leap. How long? Okay, so when you made that decision, when was your first Ironman?
16 weeks later.
I'm sorry,
It's
You
for
gave
real.
yourself
Yeah.
16 weeks
16 whole weeks to do.
And which Ironman was this? Which?
Texas.
In Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did that ramp go for you?
It went good because I went all in.
Okay,
So I fired my coach the next morning because when I texted
That's
my
what you
coach,
should do.
I
Absolutely.
texted my coach
Yeah.
and I said I signed up for an Ironman, and he said, what distance?
yeah.
Okay.
You're obviously not the guy
Yeah.
for me.
Yep, exactly. 'Cause,
Sorry.
I mean, obviously he didn't
Didn't
believe
know.
I could do it. And
Yeah.
I was like, I have to have a full onboard. You're crazy,
Yeah.
but let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So I fired him the next morning. I wanted a female coach because I think that would help. Like I had no clue. Hired a dietitian because I have no idea about nutrition at all.
Yeah.
Bought a good bike, good shoes, and I did every workout. Like I didn't skip
We have a
them.
podcast for that, by the way.
Yeah.
What to purchase.
Yeah.
Which part of the 3 disciplines, which part was the hardest for you to kind of master with that distance?
The time on the bike, just the time. It's a lot of mind gate. I mean, that's a lot of time for your brain.
Yeah.
The swim is just the hardest for me. Like I can swim. You guys know, like it's so incremental. It takes so long to get one more
All
second.
about body position.
Oh, it's so hard. So that's the most
Well, you don't go
frustrating.
anywhere, right? I mean, you look up and the buoy's still there.
And then you do a swim workout with Bella, and I'm like, geez. I had flippers on for one of our workouts. Our coach sometimes will have us do workouts the same. And she'll have extra distance, but whatever. I had flippers on, and I still couldn't keep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So you just were by yourself most of the time while your parents are out, just, training for Ironmans and everything else. Was that kind of the way it went? Well, and it's kind of interesting because my kids were in cross country and track, and after high school, none of them do it anymore, right? And I'm trying, I do Ironmans, I do running, cycling. They don't do any of that. I mean, because my son was like a 440 mile pace, my oldest one.
Sure.
And I'm like, you gonna run? And he's almost 30 now. He's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened? But you decided, I guess between the swimming, it's just that you decided, what the heck, I'm just going to go do triathlon? I mean,
Well, I wanted to swim in college, and the shoulders.
Yeah.
And my doctor said no or surgery.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go that route because I actually graduated high school at 16.
Okay.
So I did 2 years in one. Like
Wow.
2, yeah.
Okay.
Because you're an overachiever and everything,
Random.
or just.
But
This runs in the family, I guess.
I wanted to get accepted into nursing school at 17, which I did. So I started nursing school at 17. And I was just like, that's one of those things I feel like when kids don't usually think about, but I thought about, like, I don't really want to have to get my first shoulder surgery at 16.
Yeah.
Like, let's maybe skip that.
No.
So, but triathlon, obviously you can still swim, but you don't have to do it every day.
Yeah.
Which my shoulders are great now.
Yeah.
So of the disciplines, which one is the one that, I mean, we know swimming's good. Which one's the toughest one for you?
Yes.
It's
Running.
the run.
Swimmers don't run.
Because you have really
I would say
flexible
that.
ankles, which doesn't allow you to run very well.
We're just heavy. It's not what we're used to. I'm used to zero weight in the water.
Yeah.
And swimming, I feel like 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's terrible.
So back to the Ironman, you went from 0 to Ironman. How you did okay on that? Did you?
I did. Yeah. My time was 12.
I hate you.
I'm not very good with time. It was
So
like
You were
12.
sub
12,
13,
yeah.
so you're
12,
sub 13
yeah, like
hour
12 and a
first.
half.
And that's a fairly good course for that time too, because it's an ocean swim, which is going to be tough, but it's a flat bike, right?
You're in the,
It's the canal
you're in the
swim.
channel. You're
Oh,
in the
that one.
canal.
Yeah. And
It's
Okay.
kind of
Did I say Arizona? It's
No, you said
Texas.
Texas,
yeah. Did I say Arizona?
Texas.
no.
Okay.
My swim was good. I think I had a 128 swim.
Okay, that's good.
So I was happy with that. And then the bike, I'm best at the bike actually. So, and we lived in North Dakota at the time. So while everyone is whining on the bike about the wind, that's what I trained in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like,
So you're
this
like,
is
what
weird.
wind?
I was just like passing all the guys. And, yeah, so that was great. So my bike was great. I went in injured. So I had a knee injury. So I ended up having to walk run it, which was really discouraging. But the run, I think I did just a tish under 5, like run, walk, or whatever.
And then what year was that?
That was 3 years ago. So 2021.
Okay.
2021.
And then when did you start doing triathlon?
Well, I turned 18 this year, so I only could start this year.
Oh, okay.
But you did sprints.
I did sprints. Yeah, I guess before Ironman, I did sprints. We did a relay when I was really young, that sprint one.
Yeah.
And then do you know what Clash is?
Yep.
Clash
Clash Daytona.
Yeah, so I did Clash Daytona last December.
Okay.
The 70.3.
Yep.
And then I did some weird middle distance thing in California last year too.
Yeah. They've got an international long course or something.
It
along
was
those
weird.
lines.
It's like a 10-mile run. I don't even remember the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
But
Indian,
it was
Was that
weird.
Indian Wells? That was out in the
it
desert
was
there?
in like Santa Barbara.
yeah, and it,
Oh, yeah. That's
And
the
what's-
Santa Barbara one.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah,
And
and
we did good in that.
That's
what's
the
really-
international distance. Yeah, the international
Yeah.
long course at Santa Barbara. Yeah, that's
it's long course. Yeah,
Yes.
or middle. What they call it. Whatever.
yeah, middle distance. It's
Funny story about that. So I'm not good at details at all.
Yeah.
I'm
Which is
very
great for
big
Ironman
picture.
training.
Yeah.
And nutrition.
So, and I put
And
together
your
her
job.
plan. Yeah, and my job. I can do details, but anyway, I didn't realize that I thought it was an Olympics. So she didn't know that she was doing that distance until the day before the race.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
And I had
How'd you feel about that?
So the run,
She was not happy with
the
me.
swim and the bike were fine, but the run was 10 miles instead of 6. And
Yeah.
at that time, I was like not running at all. So my ramp has been really quick with my coach. Like last year at this time of the year, I'm trying to think of like timeline wise. I don't even think I probably had ran 10 miles at this time last year.
Okay.
So when I heard I was gonna have to run 10 miles in a race, I never ran 10 miles straight. So I was not happy.
But it turned out, right?
It did.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it
you get the
was
bike.
great.
You have the bike
I
fitness.
got first place in my age group, and
Well, there you go.
it worked.
Oh, you know.
Ocean was
But cuss the whole time
distracting.
doing it, right?
Oh, it was miserable.
Was not happy.
Because I had injuries and I've stress fractured both my feet, and just running. Swimmers don't run. We'll just leave it at that. Swimmers don't run for a reason.
So that was 2 years ago, and then so you both qualified for Kona, correct?
Yes.
And that was last year, right?
This year.
This year.
You qualified this year and
Yes,
then
in
raced it
Hanu.
So
this
in
year.
June,
Yes.
we
In
both
Kona.
did Hanu, the 70.3 in Kona.
Okay, which was
Okay.
June.
Yes, and we both qualified there, and then I did the full in Coeur d'Alene, and I qualified there too.
And that was
Again.
our first full.
yeah,
And how was Coeur d'Alene?
great. I loved it. Gorgeous. I would move out there.
It's beautiful up there.
It,
It really is.
We're going to open that up a little bit because we're on a podcast. We got to talk. What part of it did you love? Did you love the idea of the distance? Did you love the idea of the elevation? Was it the lake swim? What do you prefer when it comes to water? Like ocean?
Lake.
Really?
Yep. Cold, freezing cold lake.
You are one of one. On that one.
Yeah, she didn't want to wear her wetsuit
Wetsuit.
there. Her coat.
Really?
She
And
doesn't
what was the
probably
temperature?
need it.
It was high 60s.
Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, you can't.
Oh, high 60s? You can get away with that. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Was it high 60s?
Yeah.
You probably run really
It,
warm.
way cold
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
but,
Maybe it was low. I can't remember if they were. No, in California, I didn't want to wear it, and they were mandatory.
Okay.
And they
Oh,
you had to.
yeah.
And
No,
I was
it
like,
was
darn
too
it.
cold.
Is it? Does you
It's
feel a
too
lot
cold
more
like that.
restricting? Because as a good swimmer,
I
I
do.
would assume that.
Yeah,
I
just
like
trying
to
to get
have. I
nuts.
mean, we're used to our practice suits, all of that stuff. Like it's, we're just used to like feeling like we have nothing on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like and so wetsuits, I will never even do a sleeved one. I can't.
Okay.
No matter how
you
cold,
couldn't.
like I just.
it'll
it's
it'll
horrible.
cramp your shoulders. And
Yeah,
you
but
won't-
no,
you won't like it at all.
So you qualified and then raced in the same year for a world
Yeah,
championship.
and Coeur d'Alene, I just love Coeur d'Alene because first of all, the views. It was the most distracting. Out west is like my.
Did you say distracting?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you said. That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about. Look, a mountain.
No, literally, it was beautiful. The
Most
bike,
distracting views.
Yeah.
They should put that on their logo. Come to Coeur d'Alene, the most distracting views.
you'll be distracted by the mountain.
Exactly.
Like,
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a 2-loop bike, and that kind of sucks because so the first it like goes out and then back, and then you do that twice. The first little part is great, super fun, super fast downhills. I mean, you're booking it. The next way you go, it is, I think it was 9,000 feet total elevation gain, something like that. They're horrible. Like people are going like, and it's obviously all no pass because it's like they're letting cars go still.
Oh, okay.
So
so you're
it's
sharing the lane,
that
yeah.
hard. Like if you're gonna pass someone, you better go, but then you might die because this hill is like 3 miles long.
Yeah.
And then, but then going down, I mean, you're going high 40s.
Yeah, you're
Oh my
screaming
gosh.
back down the other
That's
side
awesome.
again.
And then
And
it
you get to go
hailed,
do it again.
and then it rained.
Oh, then it hailed.
So it was like it was
got everything.
I know.
Very
Yeah,
distracting.
and then it was
Always,
sunny.
yeah.
It was warm. Yeah,
So-
it's great.
There's this. I'm just going to say this. You have a family of your attitude is remarkable because it just looks like when you guys decide to do something, like that's it. I mean, you don't care. Like it's going to rain, it's going to hail. Like you've set your mind to like go from sprint to Ironman. That's once the decision's made. It's not going back on the decision, right? I mean, it's now how do I just finish that
Never
decision?
thought about that.
Yeah, what's your
I
option to
guess.
back out? There is
We
none.
just don't. I used to
You
tell
just-
business owners like, don't do anything with a parachute on. You know, like don't say, well, if this doesn't work, here's my.
Oh,
Because
that's
if you
interesting.
do
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
you're going to use the parachute.
Lean in
Yeah.
all. Yeah, if you've
Yeah.
got the option to bail out, you're going to bail out.
We
Yeah.
will.
Interesting.
So we just
Yeah.
we
so you don't give yourself a parachute.
Yeah, just
No.
you can just
I
tell by
like
your
it.
conversation that like
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
way it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Like I made the
Left
decision.
yourself.
There wasn't. I wasn't not going to do it.
Yeah.
Did I get enough knots?
Not.
Yeah.
But so then what'd you qualify for Kona then
in Hanu.
in Hanu?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were there, and then it was the Big Dog show was in October, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about jumping from the 70.3 distance to the 140.6. How did that feel? Like you've done now, that was your second 70.3. You said you did the Clash.
I did the Clash, and then Hawaii.
And then 6 months later you did, or 7 months later you did Hanu. How, and then jumping from that to Coeur d'Alene and distance wise, how did that feel for you?
Well, you were
It
training
was-
for
yeah.
Tulsa.
So actually, I was supposed to do Tulsa,
Okay.
Before Hanu.
Okay.
Yeah, that was going to be my full. I wasn't going to do Hanu. That was my A race because Dad did Tulsa. I was going to race with his race wheels on my bike. Like, I was so excited.
You wanted to beat
It was
his
just going to
time,
be super cool.
didn't you? Right.
Yeah.
But you did, though, didn't you?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Actually burst the sac in my knee.
Oh,
like
nice.
It exploded. So I could not run very far.
Mm-hmm.
So I training, like I was just going to wreck the rest of my year if I did a full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why I did the half. Jumping from the half though to the full, I liked it because I feel like I can sometimes go, like right now, my training is shifting this year because I'm going to Spain and different races like that. So I'm doing shorter training this year.
Mm-hmm.
But last year I could go a lot faster the longer I could race.
Mm-hmm.
But again, with like that deciding you're going to do something and then doing it.
Yeah.
Before my full in Coeur d'Alene, I hadn't ran farther than 12 miles because of my knee. And my goal, I was like, I will not walk. I refuse to walk a single step. And I think an important thing with that is you tell people, because my coach was at that race. She lives in California. She's a retired pro, so we don't like ever see her, but she was there and she knew that was my goal.
Yeah.
And so then I didn't walk because I was like, no one can see me walk.
No pictures.
Yeah.
No pictures
So
of me walking.
it's an interesting jump. The training is worse. The race day is super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different. It's really long. I mean, it's just different.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like the training though, Saturdays, the 7-hour bike rides is what sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's just, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think with races too, you're around a bunch of people that are
You get the energy.
once you get a number on you, right?
Yeah.
That the whole the things change, right? You have a number on now, and you have a bunch of other people that have numbers on, and everyone's just like super excited. So you just get that energy from the race itself. Can also just be a great pickup. So was the half the first time you guys competed with each other? Or were in the
Aside
same
from
race?
small races.
Little.
Yeah. So I did Texas this year too.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's a blur. So I did
No,
Texas
I'm
full
like-
because I knew it would be harder for me to qualify than for Bella. And when she did, I thought, what if we could race Kona? Like that was the first time I thought that would be really cool if we could get to Kona together in the all-female race. So I signed up for Texas. I missed it by one spot, which was my fault because of some things that I did.
Did you want to talk
race
about
day.
it? Do you want to talk
You're going to talk about
My
it?
fault.
It's my fault.
She doesn't want
So I
You can tell there's just like a lot of pain behind
I
it.
know, she's like,
it's
because
just
I
like-
knew, I knew
How many
it.
months did it take you to kind of feel that back? Like,
I knew, like, when we went to the awards banquet, I told Jim, I'm like, I'm going to miss it by one spot, but it's my fault. Like, I made decisions that put me there. So, because I walked the aid stations. And I knew it. And I missed by a minute. I missed that spot.
oh,
Wow.
So,
it's better to lose it by like 20, 25 minutes. Or,
I
people
I'd
agree.
rather
really
get
couldn't-
smoked.
I agree
Yeah, but-
because the minute it's like, that's that aid station where I was
It was
having a
happening.
pity party. That's that place,
Yeah.
like I knew
Yeah,
it
yeah.
when I finished. I was like, Ciara, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
So I missed that. So then we had Hanu and I was hoping that we could both qualify there. So yeah, so we did. So
You
that
guys
was
did
pretty
Hanu
cool.
together though, then, right?
Yep, and Jim did it
And
too.
Dad did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, all of
three-
you did that.
all
How
three
fun
of
is
us.
that?
Yeah.
And then
Right?
my best friend from back home came and she Sherpa'd us.
She did.
Nice.
And she had
Good
never
job.
been to a triathlon or
Really?
any
So she
race in her
Sherpa'd 3
life.
people.
Yeah.
And she
Really?
ran around the course, she was phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Damn.
Ellie, if you're listening, we love you.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yes.
So, as a mother, I mean, because I find this interesting, right? Because, and especially with spouses doing it, and you got a whole family doing it. I mean, you've got your husband out there, your daughter out there. You're trying to be in your zone as well, but are you constantly worrying about what's going on with them too, or do
Yeah.
you try to?
I don't worry about Jim.
Okay.
Oh, he's his own.
This is
Jim is
okay.
Funny.
He's
When
resilient.
he raced, okay,
Yeah.
so I just have to tell the story really quick and then
And then we'll come back. Yeah.
So Texas, he did Texas too. Okay,
With me, yeah.
I just love him. He's like just the best. So he during races, sometimes he'll decide to race. Sometimes he decides, oh, it's just going to be a fun day, and he'll decide on that day, that
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
He gets up. He's like, am I going to make friends today or am I going to race? So Texas
Nice.
was a friends making day.
Oh, that's nice.
We're like, okay, cool.
Outstanding.
So he just took it nice and easy. I have so many videos of him. So he decided that his nutrition that day was going to be Uncrustables because he was
Love
like,
those.
He
Love,
was like,
love,
that
love
just
those.
sounds good.
They're
So
fantastic.
he had them stuffed. I mean, every place, every aid station, all the things. And he comes out of transition. He's standing at the sunscreen table, reading the labels, talking to people, putting out some, eating, and then he comes up to me. I'm like standing, we're cheering for him, and he's like, "I got 2 Uncrustables down, 3 to go." I was like, and he comes out, he finishes whatever, and every time we see him, he's walking with someone, and he finishes and he tells us about all the friends.
Yeah.
That he made on that.
Yeah.
That's
He's
hilarious.
a really good swimmer and a really good biker. So he gains all his time. And
then
he's
just
like,
kinda-
And then he
I'm
just
gonna
hangs out on
chill.
the
Just run for
Yeah.
fun.
Makes friends.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that did that on a century ride. We used to do bicycle century rides, like 100 miles in one day, right? And he would do that. We would like leave and we go to pedal, and he's back there like making friends. I'm like, are we riding a bike? Or are we like, can we go now? And he's like, no, this is Phil. I'm like, I don't care about Phil. Like, Phil.
Sure you do. He's a new friend.
Pleasure to meet you, Phil. We're gonna go bike now. So I can kind of feel that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
so
I want to be at that
Jim.
point where I
don't
just
worry about Jim.
I see.
No,
He
he
does-
does
Yeah,
his
he's on
own
his own.
thing.
Yeah.
So
He'll
do
tell
you?
us about
So
it later.
did you? Did you guys see each other? Was there?
Yeah, but so that's interesting
Maybe.
as a mom because you do still like she gets really bad headaches in the heat and it's so hot and cold, so
Yeah.
all day. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
does
Yeah.
she take her medicine? Does she have a headache?
Yeah.
Is she taking her nutrition? Is she drinking enough water?
Yeah.
And thinking about all that stuff, which is really interesting because you don't just set that mom, like you can't set that mom thing aside.
No,
Side,
you can't.
yeah.
No. That's
Did you worry about your mom, or you just kind of did your race? So,
I thought about if she had a flat tire, and then I thought about how her brain was doing. 'Cause, yeah,
That's funny.
I was like,
yeah, I'm curious. If you saw her with a flat tire, would you stop and help her, or would you be like, "Hey, sucks being you, mom. See you at the finish line."
We actually talked about
Here's
it.
the CO2. Yeah. It depends on what my time
Exactly.
is. Yeah.
I was gonna say she's way faster at changing tires than I am.
No, I get it.
Because she's
So-
had a lot. I would probably just stand there and be like, "You're doing great." Like, it's,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think
Yeah,
that would
nothing
be
but-
super
It wouldn't
helpful.
help.
Yeah, and you would have told her to go anyway.
More
right?
than like
So-
thinking concerned about her, I thought about her being concerned about me. I was like, I hope she's not
This is a
thinking about
weird
me
sort of-
right now.
So you're concerned about her. You're concerned
I'm
about
worried
her, being
about
concerned
you,
her,
worried about me.
I was like, she better be
Yeah.
not thinking about my headaches. Right? And actually,
And she was.
coming down from Hobby, I dropped all my ibuprofen, everything out of my bento box.
Nice.
And I was like, if
Outstanding.
she sees that, I was like, oh jeez. So I was like, then she's gonna spiral and be like, that's Mel's medicine. Now she's
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you both qualified for Kona, that was like Party Central.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
pretty
your
cool.
husband, did he come? He was sagging it, I would assume. Did he
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, and he was so proud of us and so
absolutely
excited
should
for
be.
us.
Of
So
course.
excited for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you get there, the spectacle of Kona, give us kind of. I mean, how did that feel? Right. I mean,
Yeah.
for those that don't know, Kona is like the pinnacle, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
the world championship race. So you're with a
It
lot of
was
people
just-
that earn their way in,
It was
and 3 people that bought their way in. But
yeah, exactly.
There's always a couple.
And a couple that were given us spots.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were
Yeah, a few
there
people bought
about
their way
that
in, but
at
we
all.
won't talk
We
about
won't.
that.
Yeah,
We
we're
won't
okay
talk
with
about
that.
How many zeros?
Yeah, exactly. No, it was just so neat. Like, I can't explain how amazing it is to just be. I mean, it was really neat that it was all women. I actually really like racing with men, so I'd have been fine with
Yeah.
men and women too. But like, you just around all these people who have done and worked so hard for the same thing, and even the practice swim, you're like celebrating together. Like, you're here. And,
Yeah.
it's just fun to look at everyone's bikes and look at all the athletes.
Oh, the bike
and-
porn is just the
I mean,
funnest
it's
of it
like,
all, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, and their outfits.
Yeah.
Because all these ladies have fancy outfits. So it's like, look at her kit, look at her
It'd
kit.
be interesting because so for everyone that's listening, this is the first year that they separated the men and women. The men were racing the World Championship in Nice, France,
Yeah.
and the women were in Kona. They're going to flip it next year. The women go to Nice, and the men will be at Kona. They had done this one other time before where it was on different days, where women were on one day and the men were on another, but you were all on the island together. It was all kind of celebrating together. So this would be interesting how it was,
Yeah.
just having the women by themselves.
Did the energy feel different?
I mean, did it?
Well, I've never been to, I don't think the energy from another race, it did because it was worlds, but I
yeah.
don't think it was because it was all women.
Oh, I think it was.
Really?
Do you?
I mean,
In what way?
think about how girls are different than guys, like high maintenance. Just
sure, I
like
can- yeah.
everyone is just all.
Interesting.
I don't get nervous about. I don't get stressed about
I don't
races. I
either.
never have.
Yeah.
It's just it is what it's going to be. Like I've done as much as I can do.
These people.
You know what I mean?
Wow, they've got the right attitude. This is like, you are not a type A person.
We don't get nervous
The
about
day
it.
Yeah.
before,
Like,
there's
Yeah.
nothing else you're gonna.
Yeah.
You doing
It's
a
a-
2-hour ride the day before is only gonna hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
these
yeah.
ladies, oh my goodness, Ironman Village, don't recommend when
Yeah.
it's all ladies. Holy crap! There was like just shopping, like ladies coming out with big. It was just crazy. Like just,
Outstanding.
I mean, even in transition in the morning, there's people sitting on the ground crying and like.
Wow.
I'm just like,
Wow.
wow.
Wow. So
Get
they
it together, people.
Literally.
So Team Magic, now Magic Sports, did a women's try here. Their first one was just women in there. It was the most energetic, positive, encouraging race event because it didn't have that nasty testosterone of the guys kind of going
were
all
very
over
encouraging
it. So
and happy.
I can imagine that there was
most part.
a better kind of camaraderie, I'm assuming, of support as opposed to adding that male focus of I'm going to kill you, right? Get out of my way type of thing.
There was more camaraderie than I had anticipated. I thought it would be a little more snotty. I just didn't feel that. But did you hear the stats?
No.
97% finished.
It was the most they've ever had.
100% finished the swim.
Wow.
100%?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
That's cool. And it was the volunteers said the aides the cleanest. I'm not kidding.
There's the difference.
I'm just going to go and pick that up.
Because they were ladies
let me
were
put that in the trash.
Where's the garbage can?
Yeah, the guys are just chucking stuff left
So I
and right.
thought that was really interesting. It
Although
shows that.
I've seen some of the women pros throw those cups all over the place. So
I
they
would have to say,
cleaning
though,
up
on
after.
TV, it was one of the most competitive races to watch.
It
It
looked
was
fantastic.
fantastic. I mean, the top pros.
So that was
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
So Lucy Charles Barkley, at the practice swim, I saw her. So I went and talked to her. I was like, hi. And
I like you.
yeah, I was like, you're cool. But yeah, so I talked to her there. And then on actual racing, I saw her twice on the bike and once on the run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just super cool. I mean, you see all these ladies in real life.
Isn't that crazy how, you're racing, what other sports are you have the most elite, the number one, the world championship or world champion running past you?
And it's just one of those things, too, where you're kind of you think for a second, though, because you're like, oh, they are real people.
Yeah.
That could be me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I remember.
You think about that, you're just that's a real, they're no different.
It's a real
person. You know what I
person.
mean? Seeing them, they bike just like I bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
to.
In Oregon, I got to rack my bike next to Heather Jackson and Miranda Caffrey because they were both racing in Oregon, and I'm staring at their bike and I'm just looking at what they're doing, and it's there's tape on it and it's kind of dirty. And Miranda forgot a cable to charge her, to charge her bike thing, and I'm like, this is so cool. And then I never saw them again because they were done by the time I was
Yeah.
But it's just really cool to be in a sport to be able to do that and to have that. Especially you coming from a swimming background, just to be able to talk. I mean, Lucy's one of the best. Well, is by far the best swimmer out there. I mean, that must have been just a cool thing to see that and to see her form and to see that to see how those pros.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It's because I'm a visual learner, so for me to watch that is just incredible. And so in the morning when you guys are getting there, did you line up the same time or was it how did that work out?
I was the last age group.
Okay.
Which the cool thing about that is I knew everyone I passed all day. I was literally passing.
You were passing.
And I thought about that. I'm like, sweet, I'm ahead of you and you.
Yeah.
And you know? So that's kind of neat to think about that. And you were, I think, 2 or 3 age groups ahead of me. Okay, so 2 ahead of me. Yeah.
What was your strategy in the water as far as you just find a clean open space and heads down?
I was not super happy with my swim, actually. I had an hour and 1 minute swim.
That's embarrassing.
I know. I know. No, it
I wasn't going to say anything, but
I know. No, it is for me.
Just so we're clear, that's faster than my downhill swim in California with a 12-mile-an-hour. It was a river with a 12-mile-an-hour current. Just so you know, still beat me. Go ahead. But go ahead.
It was. I was actually really looking forward to swim because I've done the Hawaii swim multiple times actually before. Just when we've been out there before, just for fun, on vacation doing the training swim. I've actually seen dolphins.
Nice.
Out there, swam with them. Super cool because we were the only ones out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so far offshore. So I was expecting it to be really busy, lots of people. I mean, there's thousands of people in the water. Yeah. It was horrible. Since we were the second to last age group, I was on top of.
Yeah, you were. Well,
given your speed too.
It was. I counted because
that.
Obviously all the age groups have different color caps.
Yeah.
Another color after another color, and they were minutes in front of us, and it was just it was so hard. I couldn't. And then if I'm on the outside, I'm adding so much extra yardage. So I'm swimming, trying to decide: is it worth it to add extra yardage and have my own space, or try to climb over?
I have the opposite thing where I get over there to let the other people have space, so they don't run over me. But that's good.
Yeah.
So
it was kind of disappointing. That was one thing I was like.
Did you guys talk about a strategy when you got there, or because it sounds
our
like
coach gave us each our own.
Okay.
We don't really talk to each other about what we're just good luck, have a good day.
Yeah.
Really?
You do your race, you do your race.
Does she try to give you coaching or try to tell you stuff, and then or the other way around?
we both know
Nutrition.
don't.
Or do you just kind of just know it, right?
Nutrition,
Yeah.
I do. I'm like, make sure you drink.
Well, because I'm always like, how much?
That's a mom thing.
Yes.
Nutrition is a mom thing. That's totally like,
water.
okay.
And
Hydrate,
Hawaii is
gotta
crazy.
hydrate.
I mean, Hawaii, you have to have so much
Oh,
water.
yeah.
Like, I mean, even the half, you're like doubling stuff on the bike.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's nuts. So you have to calculate how you're going to add more water to stuff, take it from aid stations, add more like it's.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to back up. You guys have two different coaches.
No, we have the same.
Okay, you have the same coach,
coach.
but they approach it in obviously for two different ways because
She's the best.
reasons.
She's really.
I would
really
hope
awesome.
so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to get at
that's
is it's fascinating because I can't help but not tell my kids what to do. Probably why they don't call me. So I'm just you did you make that a conscious effort to try to make sure not to be the other coach? I guess
I don't think so. I just trust her coach, and just Bella's just different. Like, I don't know. I have my own stuff to do.
Got it. Do you guys
She
look at
probably
each
knows
other?
I wouldn't even listen. Like, I'm very much, I do my own, whatever I want to do is kind of.
So if you guys do it like a different, like you may do bike on the same day, but it may be a different one. Are you like, well, why do you get to do that? And I don't. Why am I on for 6
No,
hours?
I'm
No, that's
always
just
like,
you,
why
Kenny.
are
That's
your
just you,
watts
Kenny.
so high and mine are so low? That's more what it
Really?
is.
That's more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I started getting into like mid 300s on stuff, she was like, on the bike, we're like biking next to each other.
I try my hardest. But on the trace, I mean, we do our long rides together. And that, I mean, we really, she'll have a good hour and I'll have a really tough hour. And then she'll have a tough hour and then I'm pulling, So that's pretty cool. Like,
But that's
do
the
really
fun
good
part
with
about,
each
I mean,
other
because
that way.
cycling with a group of people, when you have that, when you're doing multiple hours like that, you're going to be, sometimes you're going to
You
be
have
lead,
your bad
sometimes
You're up in
yeah.
front, I'm in back, right?
And if you're with people you trust.
So how did
that's one
you
of those
go
things.
about finding your coach after you fired your first one?
Yeah,
How
so-
long did it take
I
you?
had her first.
You only had
Yeah.
a few weeks
Yeah.
to
figure
find
that
a
out.
coach and get
So
and
actually,
get going.
so I fired my coach that I had for my first and second Ironman, because I did Texas, then I did Alaska. And then she had her coach by then. So I found her on the Tulsa Facebook group page. She had just a really cool picture and she had raced it. And I was just looking at people and I saw that she was coach. So I reached out to her and I just liked her personality.
Great.
And she'd raced a lot. She'd been to Kona. So
That's
I thought she'd be a
Cammie.
good fit. Yeah, her name is Cammie.
That's her first coach.
Okay.
Yep.
So I started with a different coach than that.
So we're with Hillary Biscay now.
Okay.
So
Hillary's great.
Yeah, retired pro.
So
yeah.
we found Hillary through TJ, the owner of Diamond Bikes.
Yep.
Yep. So we
TJ Tolkinson.
Yep. So Jim
Tolkinson.
works,
Yeah.
has an office in Des Moines, connected with TJ, said, hey, my daughter's thinking of triathlon. Who would be a good coach? And he's good friends with Hillary.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's how we got Hillary. And so then once I had
Smash
done
Fest.
Smash Fest. Yep.
Smash Fest.
So once I had done 2 Ironman and I really wanted to qualify, like just ramp up my training and
Yeah.
stuff, I decided to go with her coach.
Yeah.
So
When you guys go on vacation, do you ever have a normal vacation or is it always just
no.
like I'm trying to think because
So
you're
I
like,
would say
we're on
that is
vacation. We're
normal.
swimming in Hawaii. We're on vacation. We're doing a run
Very
in
normal
Mexico.
is not.
Florida we're going to Florida for Christmas, and literally today I was talking to her in the pool where I was like, so are we bringing the bikes or are we going to be happy? And she was like, we're bringing the
We're
bikes.
bringing the bikes.
Bring
I
the
was
bikes,
like,
but we're not going to find a pool. So we're going
That's
to take
funny.
a
Okay, so to back up to Kona real quick. So
Yeah.
so yours was just get the hell out of my way was basically what you were trying to get done. And then yours was I just want to get out of the water.
I really wanted to break 120 on the swim. I've been working really hard on my swim. I just wanted to go out there and just swim steady. I'm like, I'm not going to look at my splits. I'm just going to go, and like basically sprint it, which for me is not sprinting, but like a sprint
Yeah,
effort.
yeah, yeah.
And if I get tired, because I used to do this in running, but I don't anymore. Now, I still do it in swimming. I'm always worried that I'm going to give too much. And so I'm really trying to train my mind. Like, it's better for me right now to just go out than to not go out and be like, oh, I had more. So I just wanted to go out and just swim hard. And if I have to slow down, I slow down. So I did a 120. I didn't break 120,
Nice.
but I 120. I
But
was
you hit
really,
120.
really, really happy with
Good.
my swim.
Nice.
Yeah.
So overall strategy for you for the day was what? And then what was your strategy for you?
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, when I
Crush it.
talked to my
That was
coach,
our strategy.
it was just hard because like Coeur d'Alene was the only race I had done, obviously only full.
Yeah.
Going into that, I mean, my knee had been a disaster. I'd been barely biking, barely running. So I didn't really have that race. I couldn't really base anything off that race either. So I didn't really have any pace for the run. The run was just run as fast as I could the whole time and then just do that.
Solid.
The swim was swim as fast as I could
could.
the whole time. And then
But
the
you did
bike,
that.
and then no, and then the
Check,
bike
check.
was like hold as fast or as big of watts as I could. And then don't really look at speed because your average speed in Hawaii is a disaster because climbing up to Javi, you're so slow. Coming down, you're flying. But if you get the wrong wind, you're going to feel like you're going downhill. Yeah. So it was just look at my watts. And I was nervous for that. But because like Mom said, headache. So I got I've a little tiny sidetrack, but my headaches are I've gotten a bunch of concussions because I train horses, and so I've fallen off a lot, and that has caused that. So like heat races, it's just hard, and the bike is when it gets the worst because that's when it's hottest. So and my coach knows that, and so the bike was kind of just like hold pace and try to like keep out of my brain, like if stuff starts getting worse, you know. And I had an amazing bike. My bike was sub 6, which I was super happy with. And yeah, it was kind of just hold whatever watts I was doing at the beginning, like kind of average, you know, like kind of hold that. If I could, she said, if you can do that, keep that on mile 80. And if you can keep out of your head on mile 80, because that's when everyone dies. And I was like, really? You know, like you just don't know until you see it. Yeah. Mile 80 hit so many people, like 9 miles an hour. Yeah. Downhill. I was like, wow.
Everyone died.
Right. Because it gets so hot.
Yeah.
So
and
hot.
Just, and you're tired.
And the wind is usually picking up at that point.
And so your strategy was 120 in the water.
Yeah. And then I really wanted to get sub 6 bike. My bike was a tish over 6.
So you had to just run her down on the run then, right?
I did have to run her down on the run. I just really wanted to, my stretch goal was to do a sub 12. I wanted it to be the fastest Ironman time. It wasn't. It was my second fastest. But I just wanted to really enjoy the day. You know, like when you get married and they always say like, think about the day. Don't let it go by so fast. Like I kept thinking about that. I want to remember the day. I want to look around me. I am not going to complain about the wind. I'm not going to gripe and complain in my head, you know, because you work so hard to get there and then everyone's whining about everything. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. So just on the bike, I'm like, I love it. Like, this is amazing.
Nice.
So I'm curious because you can approach Kona or the World Championship, Nice or whatever in two different ways, which is one way is like, I made it. I'm with a bunch of really competitive people. I'm going to try to do the best I can. Or, okay, I finally made it. And to your point, I'm just going to look up and be like your dad, right? Where I'm just going to enjoy it and say hi to people, right? You know, I'm going to make friends because I'm here. It doesn't matter as long as I get across the line before midnight.
I would say I kind of combined those.
Did you?
Yeah.
It sounds like you did, right?
Yeah.
You just went.
I cannot do that. If I'm doing something,
it's got to do it.
Yeah.
You're focused and on it. So you want to enjoy the experience. I mean, you're there. You're there for the pinnacle of what we in triathlon look at as the Kona experience.
And I think that's the thing too. People look at enjoying it differently. Because for me, if I was doing it that way, I wouldn't enjoy it. Because I'd be like, I could go faster.
But I was still like looking at my splits and looking at my times. But also, I'm not going to just be miserable. Like,
I think you're just a little bit more introspective on the whole thing, right? I mean, you're trying to be fast. I think you're trying to make sure that, I mean, and that's how you approach two different things, right? Yeah. I do a really horrible job when it, I mean, I am tunnel vision. I don't give a shit about. Excuse me, I could say that. It's my own podcast. Yeah. Excuse my French, but I don't care, right? I'm tunnel vision. I guess I'm the testosterone part of that. You're trying to get rid of, but I'm just tunnel vision. Like I just want to get moving, get going. But and sometimes it's hard to just kind of look up. And it's the irony is when you look up and do that, you actually do better. To your point, if you just didn't worry about your bike, you're like, look, I'm just going to keep my watts and do whatever. You actually had a great bike because there wasn't some preconceived kind of thing that you did, which is a life lesson I think everyone learns when you do these things, especially that distance. Yep. So are you guys competitive with each other or?
I don't think it would work. It would be silly.
Okay.
Because I can't catch her.
Got it. So what was your time?
What'd you try?
Mine was 12:29.
Nice.
Yeah.
And yours was?
I was happy with that.
11:26. I believe if I'm
sweet.
Right on that.
Nice.
And so did you hang out? I mean, when you got across the line, did you see where she was at as far as what's going and then kind of met her at the line?
I finished and then I went, obviously they take you back.
Yeah.
Hawaii, it's even way different than normal. Like they take you back far. They walk you back around the beach. Like
you have your own
and you can't
concierge
walk.
basically.
Like, and they just leave you. They like let go of you.
Good job. Walk you over and go,
I'm like,
bye.
I'm just going to sit here, I guess. So I got food and stuff and then
took a shower, took a nap.
Oh, no, literally took a shower.
They have showers.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm like, have a yoga section, a stretch. I'm like, if I get.
And then you get across the line, she's over there with it, you know.
No, I was dressed, I was showered. Like, I had my food, and I was like, so, how'd it go?
No, you made it.
Yeah, and then I was far enough ahead of her. I went and found my dad and my brother and his fiance, and then we kind of just hung out. And then once we knew she was coming, because I couldn't like run out and go chase her in.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I was like waddled over.
They don't let you,
around.
and you couldn't run. Yeah.
So what was the feeling when you were hitting the chute? Was that?
That's the one thing. I was expecting it to be like absolutely just the most amazing thing in the world. And it was. I mean, it was super cool. There's lots of people. I mean, there's enough people that there's like they've set up bleachers.
Yes.
And you know, people you can see that on TV, obviously. The finish line, like the whole flower thing you go under. I mean, it's super cool. I just think that whole day I was thinking about just so many things. It was, I remember trying, I was running, Dad was running next to me and he was like, take this in. Like, this is going to be something you remember the rest of your life. I remember him telling me that. And I was trying so hard to like focus, but you're also just so out of it at that point. You're so tired. I was like, water, food, like, you know what I mean? So you would take it in, but you're also like, it's hard to explain. It wasn't like Coeur d'Alene. I almost feel like I took in Coeur d'Alene more, but I also kind of think it's because that was my first. And, you know, people always told me you'll never have a first again. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I think that's what it was, though. Because Hawaii was so amazing. It was just different.
And it sounds like you were also pretty focused on getting there, right? And so when you got across the line, and then for you, was it every bit as you were hoping it to be?
You know, it's interesting because Bella and I were talking about some different athletes that we've chatted with that didn't have very good days. And they just talk about it and keep bringing it up. And I mean, we all know those people who I was going to be the quarterback in high school and then I couldn't. And it's like, that's their life. And we don't have that. But then also with that, we don't have like, we're very even. So we don't have the super high, we don't have the crazy low lows. We don't live in that because it's like, okay, I didn't do well, but that's fine tomorrow. But then with that, we also don't get how some people can just get like
super excited.
Right. Because it's like, well, we checked a box and we did it. And so we're trying to figure out how do you overcome that a bit and like live in the win a little bit more. Because I think we miss out on
a lot. I think we do it too. That's what I was telling Mom about. Yeah. Like why I think we don't get the low lows is, I mean, partially, like she said, because like when we do good at something, it's like, oh, well, you know, someone else did better somewhere.
The reason why I would think it would be slightly different is because you grew up competitive. You're an adult onset competitive person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you didn't have the high school or where you, I mean, it's another meet, it's another race, it's another, where for you, I can understand how it would be slightly different in the fact that like, this is a new thing, right? I didn't go through, you know, hell and then come back out and then
I used to always tell people I always wanted to go. I was no athletics, but I wanted to go to the Olympics. Like I always wanted to go. So when I qualified, Jim is so sweet. He's like, "This is your Olympics." It is. And it is. Like totally. I was like, "It is my Olympics." So I mean, crossing the finish line, I didn't raise my hands because I was trying to take it in. So I didn't So on the videos, I just looked like Jim was like, "Why'd you just walk across?" And I was like, "Because I was just trying to like look at him."
My finish line, I was like, "They're horrible."
That's hilarious.
I mean, it was great though.
Yeah, because I remember my first one was because Mike Riley was doing that, and all I thought about in the last 6 miles was just Mike Riley's going to say my name. And I remember going through the chute and it was just bright lights, and then because I moved to Tennessee from California, and he said from Franklin, Tennessee. I'm like, who's that?
Oh, that's me.
And then he's like, oh, me. I'm doing that. And then when I got across the line, I think I yelled at him, right? So, because he's like, you're an Ironman. I'm like, you're damn right I am. And, you know, because it was just kind of cool. But that's an interesting thing. So most people have to learn to temper those. So you guys got to figure out how to get more excitable. I
think so. Just how to celebrate the wins. Celebrate the wins.
I was going to say, and that's a challenge a lot of people have. I know myself included. That was something going through business and everything else was that I never celebrated those little wins. Because it was always, what have you done for me lately, right? So in business, it's always, what have you done for me lately? How are you going to do this? They would be excited that we hit our numbers for the year, and they would announce all of that at the end of January, right? When they finished the books and did all other stuff, but we're already into the next year. And it was like, that's great, but you know, I'm under for the quarter and that's all I care about right now because that's all you guys care about. So, you know, my butt's on the line for the quarter. So I never really enjoyed some of that. So finding that way of having that gratitude and being in the moment kind of and enjoying that win is the challenge, right? You get off, you finish it, soak it in, and not think about, oh, my next race, or I could have been faster, or whatever. Just appreciate the fact that you did what you did. It's pretty incredible. The time that you were able to do it, the benefit that you had, the gratitude of being able to do this, and then being able to let it soak in a little bit and then go off is a challenge. I mean, that's tough.
I think the gratitude too. I kind of forgot about that, but like going into it, that was more of my way of thinking about it. instead of like soaking it in, I remember telling you that too before I did it. I was like, the whole day, I want to be like, keep thinking about how thankful I am that my body can do this right now because of all the injuries, and just like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Like I told Mom, I was like, we do this now. Before we did one, when I saw Dad doing it, I was like, this is stupid. That's crazy. Painful, horrible. No.
Yeah.
Now that you do it, you're like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It is. Like that's like, if you think about it for a second, like when you see people's reaction when you like break it down for them, like it's a big deal. You know what I mean? So I think that whole day being thankful, like, oh my goodness, I'm biking up a mountain to hobby right now. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
You're
that I'm strong
biking
enough
on
to
the
do
big
that.
island of Hawaii.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's, I feel like that helps too.
I think we look at it is a big deal, but it's not impossible. It's not insurmountable. And that's where most people see it. They look at the distance, they look at the race format, and they go, I can't do that. I was like, no, actually you can. If you really wanted to, you can do it. It's doable. It's not easy. It's going to be hell. You're going to have to work for it and earn it, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we're doing this podcast, because it's, if you're a couch to 5K and that's what you've done because you've never done that before, you know, celebrate it just as much as you guys finishing Kona.
Yeah.
That's why we do this, is we want people to understand that you're not an athlete. You don't have to be Kona to be an athlete.
Yeah.
Right? You can be an athlete just if you try to compete in something that you didn't do yesterday.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
That's the definition of an athlete. And that's why we do this podcast.
Yeah.
And what's kind of interesting is as you're talking about your time, I think it's funny because it happens with triathletes. We compare our times, even though you had a completely different city, completely different water, right? Yeah. Temperature, everything was different. But you're like, oh, I just didn't do as well on this one. It's like, oh, you're swimming in an ocean, versus a lake swim. It's hot as hell, right? You're trying to figure out. It's like, we do that all the time. Well, I didn't do really well in this one, but
and then even year over year is different.
Right.
Like the weather has changed,
or
it might have moved in a couple of weeks or something like that. All of a sudden, you can't really compare them that closely. Right. You can just put your effort out saying, I did my best. This is as good as I could do this day and this time in my life. And that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Okay. So for 2024, what's on the schedule?
So Bella's race schedule is dictating my training too. So I'm following her lead on 2024. So you have some big stuff.
So I'm not doing any fulls this year.
So you're turning pro?
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Done with that.
I'm actually quitting No. So my biggest race is at PTO this year. I keep wanting to say last
PTO,
year.
It's Worlds.
Or at Nationals.
Worlds.
At Nationals, though, this year.
Oh, this year was.
Okay. At Nationals, I qualified to go to Spain next year with the USA team.
For the World.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, for the World Championship
Outstanding.
there. So I'm doing that. That's like my biggest race, obviously, because I'm going to try to do really good there. And so since that's an Olympic and I'm going to want to be training way shorter stuff, I'm doing all 70.3s. Right, and like sprints and Olympics, and she probably has them memorized better than I do because I'm just like, they're scattered about.
Yeah, I got a bunch of races on the calendar.
Just tell me where to show up and what
look,
to do.
This week, guess where I'm going.
Yeah, you're not running 6, you're running 13.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Which seems so nice now. It's like, oh, it's only 13 miles.
Isn't that funny?
Instead of like
in relative terms, isn't that
nice?
You were complaining about 10 miles and now it's like 13. That's all I got to do?
I know.
Really?
Oh, I thought it was going to be hard. Right? That's hilarious.
Yeah, so we're going to do January, February, March are half marathons. So really working on the run. She's going to try to really ramp up. Her coach is trying to ramp up her run speed because that's where it'll be. I mean, that's where it's at for her age group, all of us competitively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can only go so fast on the swim, right? I mean, there's like this much room left, right? I mean, you're a fast swimmer anyway.
Yeah,
so the idea is that percentage of your percentage of doing better on a swim is much, much smaller than percentage of doing better on a run.
It is just because you can't gain as much.
That's what I mean.
But my coach, though, she thinks I can do low 50s, like 51, 52 on the swim. I just haven't. It's swimming, open water is so much different than swimming in a pool. And I just haven't got that yet. It's just so different. Like your pace, your stroke, your rhythm, your breathe, everything's just so different. But and it's just
sighting.
Water and
you don't get a black line.
All the things.
Where'd the black line go?
All the things.
All the things.
Yeah, you don't get to streamline off the lovely walls.
But we're going to do Honu again.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to qualify for 70.3 Worlds in New Zealand together.
Sweet.
Nice.
So
that'd be awesome.
So are you doing a full or are you keeping it to halves?
No, just halves.
Okay.
Yep.
Just halves. I like how you say that, right?
I know, just halves.
Just halves.
I know a friend of ours said, stop saying just.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
That's a one word yes.
He
We
said-
have to stop.
he said-
We're
kept
trying to do
saying
that for
Ciara.
everyone who's in the sprint and Olympic distance as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just doing a sprint. Well, you're doing a
It's an
sprint,
amazing
not just
thing.
a sprint.
Yeah, so
It's a
stop.
different race.
Yes.
Well,
congratulations to
Yeah,
both
that's
of you.
fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You know, what's refreshing is the takeaway I'm getting from this is to your point, even though you say you're struggling with sort of the lows, the low lows and the high highs, the idea is though that, look, it is what it is. Like you can complain about it. You're here. The weather's going to be the weather. The course is going to be the course.
Yeah.
You can do one of two things about it. You can either, complain about the whole time or go, hey, this is what it is. So let's accept it and kind of get on with it and that's a great mindset to have.
Yeah.
Just being able to accept this is what it is. Cause to your point, that parachute thing is a very, very easy thing. Mm-hmm. And I've used it a couple times and I think that ruined me, to be honest with you, because I used that parachute.
We've heard athletes do it. This is fairly common. People put it on before something.
Yep.
It's crazy.
To set themselves up if they don't do
so
well.
So if they fail, then they're
right?
like, oh, well, I said.
So I've had such a bad week this week, or my training hasn't, as they're going into a race, so that if they don't do well, they can say, see, they kind of set themselves up to tell you why. Stop doing
and
that.
And you can see the people too that are like complaining in their head all day about the race. You can tell who they are out on the race course. I mean, you guys know that. Like, you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
And first of all, Ironmans are so expensive. If you're paying to do that, people have those signs where it's like, remember, you pay to do this.
I tell people that all the
happy.
time. We're going out on a race, and I just tell everybody, I said, remember, you paid to be here. Yeah. And they immediately just close right up. Right in the middle of the race. I'm like, shut up. You paid to be here. I don't want to hear you complain. Let's go.
Yeah. So the demon I have is the fact that I had a panic attack and I got pulled out of the water. And it's almost like cocaine. It's like once you tasted that once, it's like now I have that parachute tattooed on me.
Yeah.
And so, and that's what happened in Oregon. I trained like crazy. I was in the best shape possible for Oregon, had a panic attack in the middle of the water and had to get pulled from the water.
Yep.
Because I knew that there was a boat right there. And if I knew there wasn't a boat right there, I would have had to force to get through that panic attack. But I already tattooed that on my back from the last race that I DNF'd because of that, right?
Our minds are so...
And so it triggered, and once it triggered, what does it do? I start swimming left, right? And
I'll go to the
so
boat.
that was one of the toughest things to deal with is I went in completely positive. I was cranking for it. I was like, it's a fast river. My bike is fantastic. I'm finally healthy this year. Last year I had a calf issue and I finished the Ironman in California. I finished the half in Oregon. I'm doing the same race again and I get a panic attack and get pulled out of the water in the exact same river.
Yeah.
Right? Because they moved this is what triggered it. We swam on the left side of the buoy before, and right before I got in, I wasn't paying attention and they were like, oh, by the way, you're swimming on the right side of the buoy. So and I'm like, what? What? Yep. What do you mean the right side? What do you mean? What? And then boom, I'm gone. And then all of a sudden it's like, So that's a great takeaway is that is the idea of that parachute that how do you how do you get rid of a parachute once you have it? That's probably the harder part than don't rely on a parachute. But
my first coach told me something that has been really helpful for me. She said, speaking specifically about the water, let your brain have the hissy fit. Yeah. It's a little kid. Yep. So throw your hissy fit, whatever. Okay, Ciara. You threw your hissy fit, but we're not doing that today. Yeah. So here's what you have done, and here's what we do know, and here's what's true. Yeah. And I thought that was really good advice. So you kind of let your brain, instead of trying to stop the brain from doing all the crazy talking, fine, have your whatever. But now we're talking.
It's addressing the feelings, kind of giving them a name. Yeah. And then you're able to
legitimizing it, because when you're panicking, it's true. Like
once you address that and give it a reality, then you can push it.
Yeah, because it's a spiral, right? It's like, oh shit, am I going into a?
But if you're trying to hide from it,
and then I start getting a panic because I'm going to panic, and it's like, okay, knock it off, and I'm yelling at myself. I'm literally yelling at myself in the water. I'm like, come on, and it was just like, and I think I was making it worse. Other than people are saying like, just blow bubbles, make it funny and happy, and then calm down. And unfortunately, it just didn't work. But but that's and I haven't swam since July because I don't have to swim. So
you don't have to. Yeah,
I know I have to get back in the water.
Yeah.
You people, water people. It's a difficult thing to do, and because logic goes out the window because you try to think logically, what do I need to do, but.
And this is what I love.
Yourself so easy.
Oh, you can lie to yourself.
Like, especially, in 12, 11, 10-hour race, whatever. Yeah. That's a lot of time to argue with yourself. That's why I think the long rides are so important. That's where you learn to get through that, because we had some tough long rides. Worse than Coeur d'Alene. Like Hawaii was. It was.
So we did, I think, 800 or 900 milers this summer.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And we were like, our coach is crazy. She's so dumb. Why is she having us? We would talk to each other. This is dumb. What would happen if we just stopped at 80? Like we would talk to each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But when we were in Hawaii, both of us separately, I was riding the Hawaii course, and I was like, this is why she had me. I'm so prepared.
I was like, I'm so prepared.
I'm good.
Right now.
I can do this. And I'm, so
Yeah, it's that confidence you have when you're able to do it.
Files.
If you can,
you're building all the files.
That's why you also like. I mean, the people that are walking the first like foot of the marathon at the end. I mean, some people have to. Whatever. That's they're gonna walk, and that's totally fine. But like the people that you can tell they were gonna run and now they're walking, it's because they let themselves do that during workouts.
Yeah,
that's not like a today thing. Yeah. They're just letting you know what I mean. So that's a good reminder too for working out. Like when we have to in the winter when we're doing a 12-mile run on the treadmill and you want to jump to the side and let your watch keep going, keep running. You just gotta think. Well, in the race, then I'm gonna want to do the same thing.
All right, just don't see me at Lifetime now. Just not.
Hey,
you.
Yeah, be like,
let's go out to the pool. Come on.
No, I gotta go.
But that's why I love triathlon, and because it really these things transfer to life, right? So if we can learn to control our mind in our own workout by ourselves or on the race course, we can control our mind in other areas when we need to.
It's discipline, right? It's the idea of also deferred gratification. The fact that I'm going to get something fun at the end of this thing. It's going to be garbage going through it.
Cold
but it's
piece of
be
pizza at the end of the line.
If you're lucky.
For me.
But you have to admit, there's a certain bit of crazy we all have when it comes to this stuff, right? Because I mean, some people just like to suffer, right?
Yeah.
Because the suffering is like when you strip everything out, right?
Yep.
Because then you discover your true self is when, are you the kind of person that complains a lot, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens, right? I mean, I know in the middle of like a long swim, I'm, whining like a baby. He's like, "Are you done? You're an Ironman, right?" I'm like, "That's right, I am an Ironman." And then I go, right?
Where's my calf?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway,
whining off. I usually just go, "What? Did you say something?"
Yeah. This sucks.
Keep going.
Right. Are we there yet? No. Anyway. Well, we appreciate you guys coming. This has been a fun conversation.
So much.
Congratulations and good luck on 2024. Look at you.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun.
That'll be fun.
Spain. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to go there. So
Spain's going to be in the race in Spain. That'll be pretty incredible. Cool. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for chatting.
Thanks everybody for listening and chiming in. Keep up the comments and questions and thumbs up, 5 stars, all that good stuff. Gets the algorithms out and gets us out to more and more people. So thanks everybody. Thank you all. And until the next one.